We can't leave them out. No, we can't. But this episode puts you, the reggae boy Jamaican fan, football fan, front and center. Welcome. This is The Reason Boss. This is the podcast to end all podcasts. Coming live from London, England. Jamaican roots, for real. Please like, share, and subscribe, whether you agree or disagree. Thanks for all those who have joined, waiting to hear what I want. And The Reason Boss in 2020 wanted to find out what I want following the debacle of the European Championship finals between England and Italy. Rashford, Sancho, thrown under the bus. I wanted to know what options there were for people of color, Jamaican heritage players, for example, beyond the Three Lions. Fast forward to 2022, we find ourselves here with this question. The real deal. The scene is set. Qatar, November to December, sees the World Cup coming to our screens for those unfortunate and not able to attend live. The sad reality is Jamaica are not present at the Qatar World Cup. Could we have been there? Many fans, such as myself, felt they could be there, but we're not there. We're not at the party. We're not there at the party. The question is why? Tonight, we will be addressing 5 points which, in the Reason Boss's view, are possible reasons why we've not made it. And I'm putting the front foot forward. Viewers and for subscribers, I want you to agree or disagree, to pipe up, especially those who don't usually type. The warrior, typing warriors, the keyboard warriors. Speak up, speak! As the Reason Boss will speak. 5 reasons I'm going to give for those who are not able to follow through and watch this live. You're going to have the opportunity to watch the rerun. I suggest you watch it and listen keenly. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button because a reality, the Reason Boss I got talk. You may not like some of the things I'm going to say. It could be a little controversial, but I'm here to brook up the folly ground. As and where I see it, I take my hoe, I take my pitchfork, and I dig. I dig for the truth. I pray and hope you dig for the truth too. Feel free to pipe up with your comments now and in the future when watching this show. 5 things Jamaica can fix. Jamaican football. And there's a hell of a lot to fix. You see, Jamaica and Jamaican football face a bag of challenges. And vitally, opportunities. Oh yes, opportunities. And I'm going to lay out 5 areas, 5 things practically that Jamaican fans can help improve Jamaica's fortune, that will see them shine, hopefully, in the Gold Cup coming through next year and 2026 World Cup, where America, Canada, and Mexico, as hosts, will have already qualified. Will Jamaica qualify? We can't take things for granted. No, we can't. We can't sit back. We've got to be proactive, call a spade, and accept some home truths as far as I can see. The 5 areas I want to address begin with the process. Can we trust the process? Dare we see the process? In this case, as we speak, we have a new coach, Jaime Hal Grimson, at the forefront of Jamaican football. He has his pedal pressed down to go first gear, second gear, engaged. We've seen Jamaica take on Argentina. Yes, I'm going to speak. A13MS, blessed, welcome to the show. We've seen Argentina, one of the favorites for this forthcoming World Cup, deal with Jamaica 3-0. Not the end of the world. Argentina are going to the World Cup. Jamaica are not. I suggest, as one of my 5 points, we trust the process. And when I'm talking about trusting the process, I'm specifically talking about working on building, should I use the word? Better relationships. You know that word, relationships? I was talking to a young Jamaican over here recently. The young man, he sounded like a 50-year-old man instead of a mere 20-year-old man. He said, Rich, when you do the show, your viewers and subscribers may not want to hear what I'm going to say, but I'm going to speak. And the young man spoke. Yes, Ames. He spoke and he said, certain man won't appreciate, but Jamaicans can be a stubborn people. Jamaican people can be wagonists. They have a tendency to throw people under the juta bus, proverbially speaking. I suggest as point 1, we have a process where we can trust and picture this, good viewers, a plane. Let's see the process as a plane flying high in the sky, not a juta bus where you can shove off somebody, hitch up and push off somebody as it's moving. If you're in a plane, it's a different kettle of fish. You can't just push off somebody. There's a serious trouble that. The JFF and fans, viewers, vloggers, YouTubers, me, you, Ryan, I am sure, Formula, JD, the bag of us, CD. We need to set a course as if we are boarded a plane. Don't be so quick to shove, and look to push off a man. Let's build relationships with each other as human beings and with the players. You know, when I came on board the proverbial juta bus, I heard man named like Curtis Tilt, Michael Hector. I'll name no more. 2 will do. 2 will suffice. The treatment. Should I add one more? How about McGee? The list could go on. The treatment of some of these players, whether Jamaican born or of Jamaican heritage. It was rough and ready. Here today, gone tomorrow. You're good today, you're bad tomorrow. You're good today, you're not saying nothing the next day. We need to build, nurture, and respect relationships. Respect the players that are coming to play. Trust the process. If a coach chooses certain players and wants to build a tightly knit squad and community, bringing in those as and when he sees fit, but in due time to build a team, a cohesive, confident unit to play some football that we can be all proud of. Let's trust the process. Let's not start throwing brickbats at each other. Let's treat each other with respect, build relationships, respect the players so they feel, you know what, when I'm invited to the camp, I feel welcome. I feel I want to say yes. We want to build an ambience, a platform of respect. Talking of which, JT is in the house, a man who I believe is full of respect. JT, can you hear me, my brother?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Let me just clear my throat, sir. I'm going to proceed to build the 5 points, sir. You can feel free to pipe in. As I can look on the board, I want to welcome, sir. I want to welcome each and everyone to this platform because it's not a one-man or two-man show. This is a podcast that throws the fan, the real football fan, and we're going to find out just how much of a football fan is out there. Just how high, H-I-G-H, the IQ is of certain football fans out there. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty because for those footballers, semi-footballers, PlayStation footballers out there, watching Champions League football, watching Premier League action, about to kick off again tomorrow, seeing the likes of Harry Kane, Reece James. I'm talking to you now. You're not escaping. JT, I hope you're listening. Watch them. Watch them in the comments area. We're going to be watching the likes of a bag of players representing England. I said Harry Kane. Is he really not good? Is he really not ready? Reece James, how about that? Not ready? Bukayo Saka, him not good? My question tonight will be, if they're not good, then how good are our Jamaican players? Raheem Sterling's going to be in action for Chelsea. Him not good? Him not ready? Really? We're going to check it out tonight. Big deal. Yes, sir. Some don't good. Big deal. Good night. Big deal. Stick around, big deal. Stick around, big deal. Roderick Sharp, Duckland, Richie in the building. You better believe it. You better believe it. Let me just outline these points, sir, and cut to the quick, sir, and you can pipe in, JT. We want to hear from the viewers and subscribers. Hit the like button if you agree. Hit the like button if you disagree. Are you a man enough? Are you a woman enough? Are you a person enough to hit that like button, even if I'm rubbing you up the wrong way? I'm speaking from the heart as a dedicated Jamaican football fan. England are good. Let me make my points. Tonight, we're going to be tackling hypocrisy and hype. We need to respect, you know about Jose Mourinho, respect. Jose said, respect. Let us respect certain man's reputation. England not good. England made the European finals. That's all they did. Big deal, I'm speaking. Big deal, I am speaking. Tonight. World Cup semi-finalists in Russia 2018. England not good. I want to know exactly where y'all come from. It's one thing as my young Jamaican brother, Ale up, Papa Jim, shall I call him, who I spoke with. He said, and he's not the only person I spoke to, watch out for the Jamaican, them. Watch out for them. Them strong in them belief when them support them team. All other team not ready. I saw them think. But let's be careful, because if we want Jamaica to head in the right direction, we need to get some, here's the word. I don't hear it much on YouTube and social platforms. Perspective. I think that's something that JT would be familiar with. Let's get some perspective. Yes, Roderick, there's no tiddlywinks. Let me tell you something now. Ryan, put that thing up there. Roderick, he's hit it bang on the money. No tiddlywinks tonight, my friends. Tiddlywinks refers to, for those who are not in the know, when you attack a bagger nonsense, and look how game you play. Tiddlywinks. Not tonight, sir. We're getting serious. Jamaican footballers is one thing, but the Jamaican fan is in the spotlight tonight. Let me break it down. My 5 point. Hand on heart. What's Jamaica's greatest weapon? Hand on heart. Now, careful now. I don't want the X-rated business. I said, what's Jamaica's greatest weapon? Football-wise. I'm not talk about now braggadocious business, you know. All right. Now, I put it to you, one of Jamaica's footballing-wise greatest weapons, and from a fan's perspective, sense of humor. Can you better that? We've got a wonderful sense of humor. You'll see it in the comment section. No tiddlywink. That's right, Ames. No tiddlywinks tonight. We've got a wonderful sense of humor, but is that our greatest strength? Have we got more to offer by way of a Jamaican Reggae Boyz team? A reminder, a quick and gentle reminder, Jamaica are not in the World Cup, forthcoming in Qatar. Jamaica are not in the World Cup. As I say it, my heart sinks. Ryan, JT, JD, Coach Minzy, JA Radio, Duckland, where I say, Duckland, Roderick, Loud Music Entertainment. My heart sinks as I think and say that. But that is the ominous reality. It didn't have to be this way. But then again, what you put in is what you get out. And we find ourselves where we find ourselves. 5 points tonight. My Lord. I want to say something, you know. I want to say, yeah. How we are say, watch out. Yeah, look here. JT, do you want me to name some names? Should I call a spade and then I'm going to do the 5 points and then you can take your take on matters? Is that okay, JT? Can I say what I want to say?
Yes. Go ahead.
All right, sir. Viewers and subscribers. I'm speaking. How good are Jamaica? How good can we be? How good are we? Watch out. Norway. I said Norway. Norway. Norway have Haaland. That's a player. That's a striker. We, the Reggae Boyz, have Boza. Norway have Haaland. Reggae Boyz, come in. We've Boza, Shaman Nicholson. Can we compare and contrast? Dare we compare and contrast? We need to put our best foot forward. And when we do, where do we find ourselves? What is Jamaica's ceiling? We have 5 things to fix. Brazil have Neymar Jr. and Richarlison. Jamaica have Ravel and Antonio. We need a sense of perspective. When I watch the Premier League, when I watch the Champions League, I can only bring and use my faculties and my perspective. I'm calling a spade to spade tonight. I'm calling a spade tonight. I'm speaking. 1, we need to work on better relationships. 2, we need to improve on small things being done excellently. Small things being done excellently. We may be strapped for cash, though sometimes listening to the bag of news you get from the JFF, I don't know if we're coming or going. 1 minute we're broke as a broke man can be. Next minute we're rolling in it. What a go on? What really a go on? What we can do is improve in terms of fixing Jamaican football. Is there anything, viewers and subscribers, I'm appealing to you? Dan Aldine, bring up Dan Aldine. Bring up Dan Aldine, Papa Ryan. Bring him up. Dan Aldine. You think say a joke thing this? You think say a joke thing this? My Lord, my Lord. Hey, bring him up. Dan Aldine. Pure face laughing. Well, I told you Jamaica's got a bag of... Yeah, see him there. Daniel, you may be laughing, and it's good to laugh. But in laughter, there's a sense of seriousness. There's a streak of seriousness. And I tell you something. That's you. Ryan, you don't know. See there. Karumi. Brazil have a love for the game. I've been following Brazil for many years, decades. Let me tell you something. That love, that word, I've heard the likes of Ryan, Coach Minzy, and others speak about the love of the game and how much love do certain man we can go back to the JFF, the elephant in the room. How much love do they have? Genuine love for the game. Man like Ryan is bonafire, big blazing fire, rightfully so, on just how much love certain men have for the game. When you have a love for the game, when you have a love for someone, we're going back to that word, relationship. When you have a love for someone or something, you take time and care not to harm it, but to do the best you can for it. My Lord, there's some beautiful comments coming in, some interesting comments. I've got my notebook. Cataract, did you hear that? I've got my notebook at the ready, not notepad. Yeah, my Lord. We need to build relationships. Bring up Ames's Atia, watch ya. Comprehensive. Ames, Jamaica needs a comprehensive cleanse. My Lord, been saying this so many times. Fix the infrastructure. Improve coaching in the country. Yes, improve our marketability. Yes, a very valiant point. A very valiant point. But right about now, I'm going to include these points to add to the likes of the point that Ames makes. And again, I'm throwing the spotlight, not throwing the fan under the bus. I'm throwing the spotlight, the floodlight onto the fans out there. We need to improve on the small things being done excellently. What small things can we do? Where the JFF are concerned, for example, a small thing could be, what? Maybe paying players regularly on time. Maybe ensuring tickets are booked and flights are organized. But something else, what can we do consistently, excellently? Could we always welcome players? Is there anything? I'm putting it out there to you good folks. What does Jamaica do? What does it do? What do fans do that is outstanding and excellent? I'll tell you what, YouTubers, for example, what they do well is to cover football with a passion. They cover football with a passion. Ryan, Crystal, Talawa TV, Formula, they cover it with a passion. They give us a lot of information consistently. That's something that we do excellently. What I want to do is focus a little bit more on the fans, because we've got our part to play, you know. We've got our part to play. Oh, yes. You would be surprised just how important fans are. Maybe you're not surprised. When you've got fans on side, fans can encourage managers to stay on. I was watching and following recent events at Nottingham Forest. They've got a manager besieged, under pressure, Mr. Cooper, taking beating upon beating. But having got the team promoted, the fans chanting the name through hell or high water, chanting his name. Don't sack him. In Cooper we trust. Are Jamaican fans capable of doing that? Can you trust the process? Hi Ma, Hal Grimson is at the controls. Can we trust him come hell or high water? Improve on small things being done excellently. Let's trust. Fans need to be better at gaining a sense of perspective. That's point 3 as far as I'm concerned. Get a sense of perspective. So we're not talking about England not good. England are good. Are they the best in the world? No. If England meet Brazil in a knockout tournament, who am I going for? Who do I think is going to win? I'd go for Brazil, but it's not going to be a cakewalk. England are one of the top 10 or 12 teams in the world. They're not rubbish. They're good. Let's get a sense of perspective. Where is Jamaica in the rankings? Well, we know that we've not made the World Cup. We know we're going to have to, or do we know? Do we know? I know. We've got to fight on our hands against the likes of Panama and El Salvador. Canada again, come the Gold Cup. Mexico, the United States, they can bring a B team, a C- team. We're going to be in difficulties. But let us trust the process. Point 4, trust the process, and don't continually seek to hamper, criticize, and snipe at those in charge. Let's trust the process as much as we can. Coach Highmar comes across as a very professional operator. Help coach the Icelanders to defeat Wayne Rooney and Roy Hodgson in the European Championships in 2015. He should know what he's doing. He's going to take time to get his bearings, but he'll know what he's looking to do and the players he wants to bring on board. Let's not start pushing and cajoling and throwing all kinds of names left, right, and center from all corners of the world and getting in a huff and feeling a weird if certain men get picked. Trust the process. And finally, point 5, before I look at these comments and bring you in, Captain JT, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I'm speaking. Hit the like button and show the appreciation for each other and for Jamaican football, because we are reason. We're speaking tonight. Point 5, be humble. Learn from other nations and acknowledge Jamaica's strengths and weaknesses. Canada, you know where Canada's going to be this November? You know where Canada, yes, I said it, Canada, you know where they're going to be? They're going to be in Qatar. You know where Mexico is going to be? Oh, and the United States of America. Do you know where they're going to be? Yeah, that's right. In Qatar. Qualified comfortably and successfully, taking on the best the world has to offer. They'll be taking on England, Iran, Belgium, Croatia, Poland, Argentina, Mexico. May the force be with you. Poland, Argentina, Saudi Arabia. If they get anything out of those games, good luck to them. But they're going to be equipped and doing the best they can. They did something right. Jamaica, can we learn from those teams? Those CONCACAF teams? Can we learn something from them? Jamaica's strengths and weaknesses are plenty. The strength is we've got a wide Jamaican diaspora. We can call upon professional players from the Premier League, from the Championship in England. Andre Blake, an outstanding keeper, playing in America. We've got the likes of Paris in Europe, Shamar in Europe. We've got a wide stock of players. It's not an easy task, though. Everyone feels that certain people can play and should play. And then we start chuntering, and I feel a way when them they get picked, and we feel that, yeah, we are the manager, we know how to pick and we know the right team. Trust the process. We've got weaknesses. Our strengths can be our weaknesses. Maybe we're too spoiled for choice. Let's trust the process. Do I want to really invest in fans who say, England no good, England no good, England no good? We need to get perspective. Call a spade a spade. Let me check out what's going on in the comment section. JT, I'm going to let you in shortly, sir. There's been a bag of comments, I'm sure. Hit the like, subscribe, and share button, please. Feel free to contribute, and thank you very much for contributing already. My goodness me. Coach Karoom, good evening to you, sir. Good evening and greetings to you. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. What have we got here? The man. There you go, comparing Bowser and Haaland. Just wanting, rip? Just wanting to what? Rip the local Jamaicans? Oh, God. Hey, Ryan, can you get that, sir? Can you get that, sir? I've gone up to the man. The man. There you go, comparing Bowser and Haaland. Is that a criticism? Just wanting to rip the local Jamaicans? My brother, the man. I'm sure you are the man. The man, let me tell you something. I'm not ripping. I'm not criticizing. I'm saying, let's get a sense of perspective. If that's what you're saying. If that's not what you're saying, no problem at all. I'm comparing Bowser and Haaland in that those are two strikers. Haaland's reputation is that he scores goal upon goal upon goal. He's hungry. He's determined. He wants to score. And you know what he does to score? He puts the work in. He puts the work in, and he works some more. Tireless, sniffing for the opportunity, and then pouncing. Of course, he needs service at times, and he gets that quality. There's that word, quality. He gets that quality service. It's that kind of time. It's that time I'm talking about. Quality. You know that word, quality? How much quality do we see when we watch Jamaica? Trust the process. Jaime should know what quality is and seek to bring the best out. We want players on the pitch that can go past a player, check out an overlapping player, cross the ball, provide service. That's one way of doing it. If Coach Jaime has a different way of doing it, as long as it gets the results, let's trust the process. And let's call a spade a spade. If what we're seeing on the pitch just not ready, then say it's not ready. When we see quality football being played by the likes of Reece James and other players the world over, let's acknowledge that as we see Champions League action. This is what I've been brought up on. Quality football. I recognize quality football. I recognize mediocre football. I recognize poor football. There's levels to this thing, my people. There are levels to this thing. My Lord, my Lord. I want this now. I'm just looking through. JT, good evening, sir. How are you?
Blessings, Richard. I'm here.
Sir, can you what do you have to say, sir? I'm just looking through the comments. Please give your opening comments, sir, and a warm welcome to you, JT. How are you doing, sir? First and foremost, are you well?
Yes, I'm doing okay. Blessings, big up all the fans in the comment section. Everybody is here. Ames, Big Deal, JA Radio, Coach Karoom, Duckland, Robert, JJ. Big up everybody. Tennessee, Lewis, Roderick, Sharp. Blessings to everybody in the comment section.
Yeah, man. JA Radio TV. We need to hail up everybody. As I said, you guys in the comment sections are the star tonight and henceforth. You are stars, and we appreciate your time and efforts. JA Radio TV. Respect. JJ. JJ's inviting you and telling you, JT, to speak. Reason boss is cooking, says JJ. Yeah, man. I cook up some things and I hope no rocks in there. We're not cooking no rock up your ital soup in this, sir. My Lord, my Lord. Go ahead, JT. Go ahead, JT. Some very good, interesting comments, I'm sure, here that I can see.
Yes.
Speak, JT. Speak.
Yes, big up DNA. What is it? DNA football. Big up J. I think with the you touched on the point about when a Jamaican say England no good. So you have to look at it. I always touch back to the social construct of Jamaica and how we think as a people. When people say England no good, Richard, they are saying England no good on a higher level. Jamaica no good and England no good is two different no good. You know, you have to
speak and break it down.
Yeah.
I may be aware, but I sometimes, you know, in terms of the lexicon and how we're speaking and the mindset as well, because sometimes we can get a little bit high-minded. So let me see, when you break it down, let me see if I agree with the two versions and if they're speaking with a real sense of perspective. Go on, you.
All right. So, for example, when a person say England no good, it's like you will have Germany, France, England, Belgium, and in that category, that ballpark there, England no good, comparing to England's peers, who are those top tier teams. Jamaica no good, meaning Jamaica, USA, Canada, Panama. Jamaica no good on a lower tier. So it's a no good. This is a Jamaica no good but on in different tiers. You know, when a Jamaican see like your side like a Champions League team, like even Liverpool might win the league, the Premiership in England, and a Jamaican see them playing at the Championship and say Jamaica no good, in Liverpool no good. That's just how Jamaica. That's how we talk in the sense where a man say yo and Jamaica, when people say you're not good, it's just that they don't want to go into in depth to explain to you why them no good. It's a quick fix of saying you know the nuts and bolts of the situation, but them just no good. they probably don't want to have that long discussion, but it's on a higher level that England no good. You touched on a few points, and I think even with the comparison, um, with Haaland and on Shamar Nichols, I think people can even look at it this way, because I believe that when you go to a Manchester City to play, it's like they put you on steroids, but is that actually who you are? Because Haaland's performance playing for Norway is not the same performance you get out of Holland playing for Manchester City. You're playing in a basically all-star team at Manchester City. I don't get too overhyped on players' performances. In This is why I'm gonna say this straight up to you, Richard. I'm an international football fan. I love the international game more than club football. I think club football is just an all-star league where you get the best stars from around the world and you stuck them on a team and you build a team. International football to me comes with a pride, a level of patriotism, a love for your country. I think international football comes with a different passion. Um, some fans in England might disagree, but I wonder, let's say you're a fan of England, Richard. How do you feel? Do you feel when England is playing rather than what club do you support, by the way?
Arsenal.
All right. When the Gunners are playing, which one of the teams are you more passionate about?
Well, club football, I'm very passionate about Arsenal. When Jamaica are playing, when Brazil are playing, I'm very passionate about the international game. Personally, I can sing from the hymn book that you're singing from, JT. When it comes to international football, and it's interesting. In England, there was a period of time where, for some fans, a sizable number of fans, they were becoming disillusioned with the national game. I think that was because of the lack of success for the likes of England. However, there was always something kindling, stirring up, because the national game should bring and represent for many players the highest calling and honor in the game, and to win and lift the trophy, a European Championship, a World Cup, to represent your country internationally. You represent arguably the best players in the country. As you said, all-star. You're not picking from wherever using the money. It's your own nation, homegrown. So with the recent success, relative success, I mean, you say England not good and there are levels to it. England reached the European Championship finals, had it in the palm of their hands.
But so Richard,
Yes,
fans can also push back on you and say that England was handed a penalty I think on Denmark that wasn't warranted.
I saw the incident, and I must say, I didn't watch the game live. I must say, I didn't like the I've got an issue when it comes to the overhype of England. I think England are overhyped, but in recent years, what I can say, they've got a good young crop of players. Phil Foden, you don't play for Man City unless you're good. He's not produced the same for Man City, but they've got some good play. By the way, that penalty, it was a very cheap penalty, no doubt about that. In the reason boss's view, but England played smart enough football to get themselves in a final, and they could have had themselves in a position where they could have won that tournament. Italy, I feel, thoroughly deserved it, but England lost on penalties. A decent effort, and again, they're going to be expected to try and get to the deep reaches of this competition. But I think a little humility is called for. But yes, I'm very passionate about the national game. When I watch the likes of Jamaica, and when I want to see them perform, and that's why I want to see Haimar trusted to bring out the very best of them. And I want us to not keep quiet, because we've all got a view about things, but I want him as the coach to be focused on the players, and I want the players to be focused on the coach and the process, so they can be fully engaged in producing what we're used to seeing with other international teams who can produce quality, cohesive football. I want that for Jamaica going forward. Go ahead, JT, and then I'm gonna go into the comments here, because there were quite a few of them, and I want to get some of them in. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think you came up with a word tonight or a statement tonight that matches, is almost the equivalence of no good, but in a more positive light. Trust the process. That's like a loaded statement. You know what I mean? That's a debate for a couple of hours as far as trusting the process. There's a lot of people who's going to question, but I agree with you. That's how I feel. Trust the process. But then the fans are going to come in and say, what about the JFF? Can the JFF even book the flight correctly for us to trust the process? We don't want to get into that tonight. That's gonna
It's
be that's another
That's
a
another
show.
thing. That's the
Uh,
elephant in the room. But
room.
as I said, I want the fans in the spotlight foremostly and with their views and feelings, because when it comes to winning competitions and being competitive, fans, including YouTubers, including vloggers, but fans out there, just like Tennessee, blessings, Tennessee Lewis, blessings, DNA. The man's been giving me some stick, but it's all good. It's all good, and I respect that. We play our part. JT, can I put it to you? What does Jamaica do excellently?
You
Small,
know,
could be a small thing, but what does Jamaica do excellently, and we can continue doing it? Or is there something that we can reach out for and have an aim to do excellently and consistently?
that was one of the key points that I picked out from your introduction and your statement. What does Jamaica do excellently? And it had me thinking. When I look at it, we don't do anything excellently. So that also tells us the magnitude of our problems as a federation and as a country and as a team. And uh, this is just not subjected alone to football. What does Jamaica do excellently? Can we say just tourism, or outsource our greatest talents when it comes to education and stuff like that? What do we do excellently? And I think this question is not just a sporting question, it's a question that the entire nation and also us as individuals have to ask ourselves, what do we do great? um you touched on personality and sense of humor. I think that's also a drug that a lot of Jamaicans we got, including myself at one point, until I had to do some more relearning. That's a drug that we've been put on since growing up, that we are Jamaicans and we are so cool. In that whole statement there, nothing stated that cool is limited as far as you finding your true self or achieving certain level of success. Because if you even look at England, with the percentage of people who black black professionals in the UK, especially when it comes to men, I'm not too sure of the statistics. The Nigerians are the ones who are really driving that forward. If you look into the banking sector in England, doctors, those black people are Nigerians. Jamaicans are seen as the cool Jamaicans who come in and say, "Yo, wagwan," and cuss too bad word. Yes, you got some cool points on site, but have you moved the needle as far as pushing our culture forward? And I think that question was a that question. To be honest, here, Richard, I don't have the answer. I can't tell you what we do excellently, and that tells you the magnitude of our problems, because that tells us that we haven't even really started yet. Then, as a footballing nation, because even in music, if you're gonna get signed to a record label or anything, there's one thing about the artist that they know that this artist does well. Either this artist dresses well, takes photos very well, or they sing very well, or they're good at marketing. I don't know what we do very well.
Well, John Doe has something reggae music, which is interesting. We do reggae music very well. Would you not agree?
Yeah, we do reggae music very well, but the Jamaicans are no longer even dominating the category of reggae music when it comes to the Grammy. The band that recently won the Grammy Awards was a band out of California. The band that kicked Bob Marley off the Billboard charts, the number one spot, is a band out of California in the United States. So our is history, banking on our history, does that hinder our progress going forward by telling ourselves that we've made reggae music, we've done that, and that's a thing that you can see as a thread through our society. We seem to start things, but some way along the line, I don't know if we either just get comfortable, but we kind of stop evolving. And it comes back to football, where in the 98 we had a good platform, we had a team, we went to the World Cup, we got some money into the federation, but we just didn't kick on. We just didn't kick on from there. We haven't made it back to another World Cup. So a lot of these things, it's so funny that it's not just limited to football. I think we have to do some soul searching as a people. And when I speak, I want the fans to know, when I say as a people, I'm including myself first, with all the flaws. I tell people, I don't just take the cool points when it comes to being a Jamaican. I take all the flaws and all the negatives that comes with being a Jamaican. You can't just take the cool part out of Jamaica and say, yeah, man, me a Jamaican. But we are the good Jamaicans. We are Jamaica. We are a product of our society. So we can't just take the cool part. But that's part that, to be honest, Richard, that question can lead down. That I can't trust the process on that question.
My goodness me. Well, you're speaking honestly, and you're speaking from your heart and your sleeve. JT, check out this comment below, sir. Check out this comment below, and can you give me and give the viewers and subscribers out there, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button right here, sir. Rich Poe Sports Debo, the Reason Boss podcast, here live and direct with JT. If you don't get the chance to watch all of this podcast, please check out the Rewind, because it's going to be full of golden nuggets, keeping it real as real can be. We're mashing up Folly Ground. We're dealing with reality. And we've got around half an hour or so to chew the fat of the land. What's Jamaica's attitude? I mean, you're a man who's not short of a bob or two. You know, so Solids is a big time artist. I know how the dollars can roll in and all the shekels.
Wow.
You don't even deal with you don't even deal with shekels. Can you give a perspective if I've got it wrong? Speak. But can you give us a perspective on how Jamaica deal with money? I want Jamaica's attitude towards money in general terms, sir, because this issue about paying players now, later, peace, it fosters a mistrust, the isms and schisms, and going back to that word, building relationships, respecting people. When they're selected, you want to select somebody, let them know what they're getting into. But please, one of the very basic elements, you get paid. A flight is paid for. You get paid for appearing and playing. To hear someone not get paid, them are weird for get paid. How can a player be putting 110%, 100% into the efforts of representing the country? This is going back to respect. JT, what's the word on the street regarding money?
Richard, and I'm gonna say this right now, and I want to say this to all the fans. From me being on YouTube for over a year, this is one of my favorite questions. This is one of the questions that I'm so happy that I've been asked this question to give you guys an explanation and show you how the way we see money has been hurting us as a culture. The way you see the JFF operates, where you see a man not get paid, this comes from Jamaica. Let's say, for example, you are a builder, a carpenter. You work all week. You know what the man with the pay you say? You know, so the people them go Western Union, and Western Union lock and the money, them hold up the money, so no can't get paid this week. This thing runs through the culture. I've seen this numerous of times.
Is that AKA House Dead and Co Fat?
Dog eat my homework. Dog eat my homework. Another thing, you go to Jamaica. The first thing a man asks you say, Richard, give me some money if you spend no. Give me some money to spend. The moment you say to me, I don't talk to people, Jamaicans, about money. The moment you use the word money to me, it already tells me where your head is.
Mm,
If you come to me, Richard, and says, JT, I'm looking for some capital. What does the word capital triggers in your mind? It triggers
business.
business, investment. So it tells you we think about money spending, money spending, capital investment. And I think that's something we need to change in the psyche of our people. We need to move away from the idea of having money. If you have money, it's a high chance you're going to be broke again at some point. If you have capital, there's a good chance you have assets, or you have some kind of investment giving you back some revenue or some kickback. So it's, you have to understand. I always go back to the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think you probably read that book, Sir Richard. If you
Not sure
haven't
if
read,
I've read it, but I
oh
think I
my,
vaguely heard of it.
you have to read that book.
Thank you.
About a person who has two dads, and one of the dad didn't have any money, and one had money. The one
Ah,
who didn't grow up with any money would always tell the son, "Yeah, you have to save up your money, work hard, and go." But the dad who had money told his son that this is what you do and make money work for you, and that's how money keeps coming in. This goes back to Jamaica. Imagine where we got our first economic class, in a household of people who had no idea how money works. The first person to teach you about money, which is your grandparents or your mother, was somebody who never had money. You're set up to fail. You're set up to fail. The person who's teaching you to fly an aircraft didn't even looked at an aircraft before. He's just telling you, hypothetically, if you're flying and a storm comes in, you just dip the wing. You get what I'm saying? So it goes back to now. This comes back all the way up to the JFF. I think now it comes up to people going into these federations with the, it's embedded in their DNA where you grab money. How you can squeeze off a thing. If you have a project going on right now in Richard, in Jamaica, and you're building a house, Richard, you
mm.
know who's robbing you? Is the
Uh-oh.
person you're sending the money to organize the project.
Oh God. Oh God.
And this is where the JFF comes in. The person who's robbing you, Richard, is the man, if your family member that you're sending the money to build the house. Because he might tell us, the workman them forget 40,000 this week when they only supposed to get 20 because he needs his 20. So that's where it comes in. The JFF now shortcuts programs that they're supposed to put money into for development to make sure other Jamaicans get them palm grease. That's what happens. And you can see that this is not just from the JFF. I always tell fans you have to go back to the social construct of the country and where this is coming from. We were raised up as a nation, or with people who had no idea how money works. I talked to someone, Richard, about this is my last point on this, about saying in the future I would love to have some kind of charity in Jamaica, where because I hate to see on the newspaper where these old Jamaican people, 85-year-olds, say they're looking for a job and they live under one little zinc or something. I said, how can nobody thought about having a fund where these people who are in poverty, who are very poor, maybe get 5,000-6,000 a month, but the fund that they're getting the money from is invested. So the revenue is, the money keeps replenishing itself.
Hmm.
So you're not just giving out money to people. The money is replenishing itself because the money is invested, and then you're then handing the money back to the people, which is the kickback from the investment. So it goes to the lack of creativity when it comes to money and know how money works. And so the new general secretary who's coming in, it's going to be very interesting for me to see what are some of his ideas that he's going to put into place as far as to create continuity where we don't come back to this point where them say the JFF now have no money.
Absolutely, JT. Absolutely. I mean, again, I said earlier in the podcast, I'm not sure if we're coming or going. 1 minute them broke like broke man, broker than broke, and next minute money is not an issue. Everything blessed and things are looking good. Only a little bit of debt left to take care of, and the garden is rosy. You're just never quite sure. That word transparency pops up and raises its head again. But a very good point that you're making in terms of being creative and being practical, being positive and being sensible, respectful of the value and power of money. And respect for the money is one thing. Respect for the human being, the individual, the player, the fans who are supporting. They want to know that the players that they are following and cheering for and standing beside are focused and have the tools as best as possible to do the best they can for Jamaica. We have enough distractions. We have enough challenges as it is. Let's build upon the opportunities that Jamaica has to bring out the best so we can compete in the likes of the Gold Cup and when we begin our next campaign, because a gentle reminder, Jamaica will not be appearing in Qatar. When the World Cup starts, we'll be watching. Some won't be watching. There are some who are so passionate and committed that because Jamaica are not in there, they will not be seen watching a World Cup. That's a pity in one respect, because you can learn from other teams. It's one of the points that I raised. We need to be a little humble, learn from other nations, acknowledge strengths and weaknesses, not only of ourselves as Jamaicans, but of opposition and other countries. JT, can you please just comment on the trust in the coach? DNA Football, thank you very much for your contributions tonight, DNA, and contributions from all in the comment section. Full respect, I'm reading them, acknowledging you all. We'll try and bring up as many as we can, but all of them are valuable. The man, you've got some strong views. You've got a to-ing and throwing going on with the likes of DNA, but DNA has come up with this particular comment. Yes, he's not placing too much trust in the JFF anymore, only a little trust, but he's got some trust in the coach, and hopefully he'll change something for the future for sure. Coach Heimer, I know that you are familiar with the Danish ways of doing things, and I think that you've got some positive things to say about Coach Double H, Hal Grimson. How confident and how right is the reason boss to suggest that we leave it to him to do his work? And how much of a distraction is it when the fans are throwing names from left, right, and center at a coach? Is that a distraction? Is it unnecessary sniping? Or do we leave this professional to do his job his way? As Frank Sinatra said, he's going to do it my way. Can HH do it his way? And we can be confident that he can do what he needs to do, respectful of the individual, respectful of the fans. Speak!
Richard, this comes back to this discussion that me and you had about love. We talked
Off air,
about
yes,
love.
sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. And full respect. You hit the depth, and keep your eye out for me building upon that, by the way. Outstanding contribution, and there's going to be a sonnet and a poem or two in the forthcoming book sometime next week. Inshallah, God willing.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. So let's use the JFF and the trust issue in the context of love. The fans' relationship with the JFF is like someone who got their heart broken so many times, who has been cheated on. But as for the coach represents the hope that you still believe you can find love, but you're traumatized by the previous actions of your partners. So the fans are hopeful that Jamaican football can get there, but the fans, we are all traumatized by that one girl who cheated on us so many times.
Oh, have you
You got
have you been there? Have you been there, viewers and subscribers? Bonafire, have you been there? Bonafire, light up a flame if you've been there. Are you too shy? Don't be shy. We've all been there, haven't we? Have you? Have you? Bonafire. Keep speaking, JT. They're under the spotlight tonight. There's no getting away from it. Speak.
yes. So the fans, they're hopeful. They're hopeful, but they're hopeful, as we'd say in Jamaica, with a grain of salt. It's because, but why I'm very hopeful, and for me, this the success of Jamaica football in this another in this 4 year span, it depends on how long this coach stays in Jamaica. Because if this coach stays in Jamaica, I believe that Jamaica will be successful. I'm hanging my hat on that. I believe that we will be successful. For me, it's like it goes back again to that lady who cheated on you and you took her back, because it's like the JFF. We keep forgiving them. You take her back. She still have that potential to cheat on you again. So we are wondering if the JFF has a couple more of those bad habits in them to create some kind of dilemma to turn off the coach while the coach have to leave. That's my only fear, because I do still think that Jamaica can be successful in football with a JFF who is maybe 60% functional. I think if we have the right coach and the right players, because at the end of the day, the game is played on the pitch. And if you have players out there with the willpower and who are organized and prepared, I still think we can get the results, especially in the region that we play. So I'm very hopeful, and I think that he is the man for the job. As you speak about the whole scouting situation where you have people throwing players to the coach, you have to remember, and I love the contrast here, Richard. You're a Jamaican in England. I'm a Jamaican, was born in Jamaica, left Jamaica 2015. The thing that you have to understand with Jamaicans in how we are looking at this with the scouting. Every Jamaicans feel like they can do your job better than you, even if they never had a day experience in what you do. So every Jamaican feel like they know the player who should be playing for Jamaica and who the coach should be scouting. So that's not gonna be something that disappears. And that was something I was trying to put a little cap on last time in the campaign. I felt that one of the things that why the fans weren't united, we were on a mission digging up the whole world to find players that we think are good enough to represent Jamaica. So at one point, the fans lost focus of being fans. We became scouts, coaches, we became logistics officers, we became, pilots. Um, you saw it. You were you were here. So I hope that this is why at no point in Jamaican football that the fans now realize that one of the most important job in the JFF is actually not the presidency, it's actually the general secretary position. And I'm learning that now. I'm learning that because if you saw where a lot of the problems came in, it was the mishandling of logistics. And we figured out that in the general secretary area was where all those things should have been dealt with. So it's very important that the Jamaican success now is also hinge on who the new general secretary is, how innovative he's gonna be, how he looks at money, how he builds up continuity, and how he gets everybody on board going forward.
Very much so. Very much so. Very much so. I've just seen a comment here from Gunners for Life. Full respect. I like the title. Yeah, man. Gunners for Life every time. He made a comment earlier about what are some of the strengths of Jamaican football. I don't know if you agree. I've heard it said before. He mentioned pace and speed can be utilized, and then he's gone on to say, of course, tongue in cheek. I assume it's tongue in cheek. world class, world class pitches, training, friendly competitive games, all times. Well, I'd say going forward, ideally, yes, we'd like to have some world class pitches. No, bumpy thing that costs money. And hopefully, the money can be spent wisely and appropriately to bring up the standard of the pitches at all levels. But arranging competitive friendlies, hopefully, Coach HH and ably led by or encouraged and supported by the JFF can do that, because when you get competitive friendlies, that of course helps cohesion and familiarity and gelling of players. Pace and speed, JT. Do you think that is something that is easily utilized? Of course, we've got the likes of Shelley Fraser Price. We've had the great, unmistakable one and only Usain Bolt. We've had the Freighters, we've had the
No,
Powells, we've
no.
got the Elaine Thompson era. Is that in any way applicable? I know the likes of Coach Minzy has said that athletic capabilities are totally different and not related and cannot be translated like for like into the football arena. Is that something you concur with, or do you think pace and speed is something that we can utilize?
Uh, and you touched on getting organizing friendlies. I think one of the things that the JFF has to do is get back football in Jamaica. We have to get home games, home friendlies. That was one of the important things. Me growing up, I used to go to the National Stadium to watch Jamaica play. I, because of the lack of funding, apparently Jamaica doesn't have the money to host these friendlies. But this is something we have to work on to get the fans back on board and to reignite that passion when it comes to the fans getting behind the team. We have to get home games again. In the track and field, we talk about speed. Just a little thing in the track and field, the Jamaican Athletic Association and the government dropped the ball. We've basically let a huge opportunity. Maybe there's still hope. We let a real good opportunities pass us by. Look at it this way, Sir Richard. At one point in track and field, we had the fastest man in the world and the fastest woman, also the second fastest man and probably the second fastest woman. I think that's when the Jamaica track and field said we we will now stick up um what's the organization for track and field um worldwide. What's the organization? Help me out here, guys. I don't remember the name of the who's responsible for track and field. Like you have a FIFA.
Jack,
Oh, the
uh,
J3As, J
yeah,
triple three A.
No,
gentlemen,
not in
Oh,
Jamaica alone. Worldwide.
oh,
gentlemen.
well, IAAF. Ryan is in the house. Ryan, greetings, blessed.
My guess I wait for me over the interview. So JT Taylor, you know if I find it, I have an interview with the new Gen 6. So in on time, I'm
Oh yeah,
looking
sir.
at him. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking at him right now. So I have to go over there right now.
Yeah, man, we will be over there. So I think,
Uh,
Sir Richard, that's when the J3A should have s- enter into negotiation with the AAF to have the Diamonds League have a leg in Jamaica, because we had the leverage to negotiate that. We had the fastest man
so
in the
Leverage.
hold on there. Just message me when you're ready for it end. I'm gonna start my interview when you're ready for it end. And just miss come in on that. All right.
all
All right,
right.
in the
So,
private chat.
I can't go see it. I have to probably come back over, switch out and leave the man and come back.
No, sir,
okay,
no,
okay.
sir. We'll send something to you. We're gonna wrapping up
Yeah,
shortly, but I
yeah.
love the comments coming. I'll send you something in on
WhatsApp.
your WhatsApp.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Blessed, respect,
Yes, yes. So
respect.
my
Sorry,
final
JT.
point there. I think we should have negotiated to have a leg of the Diamond League, where you have the Diamond League going through places like Bahrain, Qatar. Those places are not known for track and field. Jamaica is the mecca of track and field. We should have utilized our leverage and negotiated a leg of the Diamond League. That would have brought in so much revenue for Jamaica and the country on a whole. As far as speed in football, obviously it's not working out for us. It's like the African nations. When I watch it, a kick and run them play Africa too. They have good players, but they do play kick and run. The just like the Man in Cup. The Man in Cup to me is like it's a schoolboy version of African nation. It's a lot of kick and run, and I don't I'm not excited about that. But that's my point, Richard. We'll have a lot more of these discussions, and I will let you take it from here and wrap it up. Bless up to all the fans and everybody.
Full respect here, JT. Full respect. Your contributions, highly appreciative. Highly appreciative. I'm going to be wrapping things up in a few minutes. I don't know. Did you have to go right now, sir?
Yes, yes. So I'll let you close out this, and me and you will talk.
Full respect, JT. Full respect. I'm going to go to the comment section and check out what's a go on. Full respect to the man. The man, you've been very lively here. Very lively. Let me see now. Watch out. The man says, this coach, Coach HH, I assume this man is not going to blame the JFF if he wants to get another job, even if he fails. Okay, you notice in Europe, 5 coaches don't do a lot of blaming. People know better than that. Well, that's wise words. That is wise words. Right about now, though, what we want to do and what we want to see, hopefully, what the Reason Boss wants to see, certainly, is the coach, in as much as possible, being allowed the opportunity to form a team, a squad that he feels he can work with regularly and diligently. And we'll be watching because simply we'll see with our eyes, 2 or 4, as in my case, we'll see exactly what are going on with the composition of the team and the squads, game by game, competition by competition. And of course, I'm pleading as someone who enjoys football. I want to see quality football on show. I want to see the team being more than the sum of its parts. I'm tired of seeing on paper a team that looks good, but it's a bag of tiddlywinks that we're engaging in, moving, shuffling chairs on the decks of the Titanic. I want to see a ship ably sailing on the seas, the footballing seas. I want this plane, not a Judah bus, traveling. Buckle up. We want to travel premium economy, minimum. My lord. JJ in the house. Thank you, JJ, for your contributions this evening. You made a point here, and it's a very interesting point you raised. It was something that I saw from Simon Preston on Reggae Boyz commentary. Very pertinent point, JJ. Remember that FIFA says that you can't play for a country through your great grandparents, so the window is closing if they can't develop, i.e. Jamaica can't develop local players. It's a very good point. It's a very good point. Unless FIFA change the rules, the depth of talent, the advantage, the opportunity to call on people of Jamaican heritage from the Jamaican diaspora will be shrinking by around 2034, potentially. We'll have a pool, but it won't be near as deep as the pool that we have. This was a great opportunity for Jamaica to qualify for a World Cup. But the hype, the isms and schisms, the coaching issues, selection issues came to bite us badly. We came up short. We need to humble ourselves. We need to keep this thing real, get a sense of perspective, and lessen the sniping. But of course, the elephant in the room is the JFF. But we as fans, what can we do? What can we as vloggers do? We can encourage and we can look to trust the process, put our ideas and suggestions forward, of course, but keep in perspective of where we as the Jamaican Reggae Boyz stand is very, very important. Let me have a look at the comment section. Thanks again to all who have contributed. DNA Football, the man, Omar Fowlin, who says track sports, track and short sprints. Yes, that is a strength, as we know, in Jamaican athletics and world athletic circles, but applying it to football, footballing IQ footballing experience, knowing formations, knowing how to play, knowing your role. And here's a word: hard work. Hard work. Working that bit harder. We already made mention of the likes of Haaland. There's many, many more footballers. One of the key things that they do is put the hard work in. Of course, outstanding coaching helps. Jamaica has been lacking. We are looking to fix. These are some of the obvious ones. Better coaching locally, absolutely, would help raise the levels. But there are certain things that we need to check out. It looks like we've identified the England already, and England are good definitions and exactly what that means. That's rubbed some people up the wrong way. Hopefully not too far up, and we can all come back and reason and have a case of one love. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. This is the first of the Reason Boss podcast. I've got my own station, Rich Po Sports, but the Reason Boss has got to hail up the likes of Ryan LFC, busy conducting interviews. If you don't get the chance to watch this live, or you're watching this as a rerun, a warm welcome to you. I hope you've enjoyed the content and will enjoy what you go on to listen and see. Let me check out some more people in the comments. My goodness me, let's have a look. Ian Campbell checking in. Ian, man, let me just, excuse me. Ian checking in. Good evening, Ian Campbell. I know that you are a man who has contributed much in the social media circles and behind the scenes. I salute you, Ian. Good to have you in the house. We've got about 10 minutes to go before we wrap things up. I'm going to contact and look to wrap things up, but let me see what the other comments are. Let's have a look. That's up. The man, we start winning, we will get the fans. When we start winning, is that right, the man? When we start winning, we'll get the fans. Well, that wagonist culture, I think that's what you're referring to. It's not only in Jamaica. No, it's not only in Jamaica, but it is prevalent in Jamaica. And that is unfortunate, because Jamaica may well have to experience more losses before winning starts taking place. And even then, it may not be consistent. What I want to see is Jamaica reach for its ceiling. What is that ceiling? I think that Jamaica have got plenty of room for improvement. And in order to do that, we need to have a stable team, and we need to have less of the drama and more going on the pitch and off the pitch that is football related, that is constructive. Sometimes we have to take the loss. Sometimes you have to take a step back before you go forward. And I hope that the fans play their part in sticking with the team and sticking through thick and thin. That's the thing. Through thick and thin. As an Arsenal fan, as someone who supports clubs, you're going to be supporting Chelsea. If you're supporting Man United, Liverpool flying high 1 minute. Now going through some rough times. Did the fans abandon ship? No! They're not abandoning ship. They're going to hang in there. Hang in there. And you know what? When you hang in there, there's a feeling, an acknowledgement from the organization, from the manager, from the players. Wait, they're still behind us. They've not given up on us. They've not given up. That can help. Trust me. That can invigorate, reinvigorate, double and redouble people's efforts. Absolutely important. So we play as the 12th man, as Crystal from Talawa TV says. The importance of the 12th man, the 12th person, cannot be underestimated. Let me see here. What have we got here? RN Hall. All Jamaica needs just regular practice games against quality opponents. No need for diaspora. All of that for our France 98 success. Interesting. No need for the diaspora. All we need is regular practice games against quality opponents. It'll be interesting what team that constitutes RNO. That would be interesting. Again, let's see what squad coach HH rustles up, and let's see if he gets some quality opponents and makes the likes of you happy. Very interesting. Yes, RNO, it was the IAAF. They're in charge of international athletics worldwide. The man you've been piping up there. Yes, sir. Qatar, Bahrain has the infrastructure, funding, and sponsorship. Why would they give Jamaica a meet when they can get more from other countries? It's one of the challenges. It's one of the challenges. JT was referring to something that is quite creative by way of raising revenue and raising the profile of Jamaican football. But you've got to say that that's part of the challenge of being Jamaica. We've got a long way to go, but it's step by step by step. What can we do? Small thing. What can we do outstandingly, excellently? What can we do? We are in the business of tackling hypocrisy, tackling hype, getting a better sense and perspective regarding the likes of money, our attitude to people, not a case of, easy come, easy go, kicking people off due to buses. No, let's respect, build and respect relationships between each other as fans and towards players, whether selected or not. And the likewise, of course, it goes for YouTubers and vloggers. Warren Webster in the house. Warren Webster in the house. My lord, my lord. Give thanks, Warren. Richard, what are you saying, Bussy? Hey, blessed Warren. Father Warren, good to see you in the building, sir. Full respect, thanks for showing up and supporting. I'm well. We've been tackling the 5-point playbook. How can we improve and fix, quote unquote, Jamaican football? We're going to be wrapping up shortly. I'll be contacting and looking to wrap up shortly. But my lord, we've been tackling the 5 points on how to fix Jamaican football. The reason boss said work on being better at building and respecting relationships. 2, improve on the small things. What can we do? Small, but excellently. JT's struggled to find something. Maybe you can come up with something. Have a think about it. By all means. Fans need to be better at gaining a sense of perspective. Where does Jamaica really rank in world footballing levels, in CONCACAF levels? Do we have a combative midfield? Do we know what it takes to be a combative midfield player? A defensive midfield player? An attacking midfield player? What's the role? What's the responsibility? Who are the leading protagonists in CONCACAF football, in world football? Can we look at these players? Spain have got a young Pedro, a teenager. Man, a teenager. That guy can play. Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, they've got coaching and training facilities. They've got the IQ and they put the work in. You've got to put the work in and see what is delivered and how does it compare to where Jamaica sit. We've got Ravel Morrison, a fine player. Oh yes, a fine player. He can always improve. Who has he got to the left and right of him? Can they improve? Who's behind him? The defense. We want to see quality players. Check out a Thiago Silva. Check out a Marquinhos. Check out a Danilo. Check out a Lucas Paqueta. A Casimiro. What are they doing? A Rafinha. Anthony. Vinicius Jr. Oh yes, the Seleção. They're licking their lips going forward. But what can we do? I'm going to be wrapping up shortly. Let me just check. Point number 4. Trust the process and not continually snipe and dictate and hamper and criticize the process. We need to focus. Picture yourself on an airplane when you're kicking and scratching and when they say buckle up, seats please, when you're running around and feeling so you can do what you want. No, sir, that can't work. That can't work. Not when you're on a plane. Not when you're on a plane. There can be ramifications. Wait a minute, I said, oh, you mean I'm speaking? Be humble. Learn from other nations. You're never too young and you're never too old to learn. We Jamaicans have challenges and opportunities ahead. Let us be wise. Watch ya. Let's have that. Look at this. The man. Interesting. I wonder who the man is. Good try, bro. Learn some more about Jamaican culture and Jamaican football, and you will sound more relevant. Where is it that I'm not relevant? I'm looking for Jamaica to reach the ceiling of their potential. I'm looking for us to put our best foot forward, for us to build relationships. Is building relationships something that is not, in your view, the man, a Jamaican thing? Is that not part of Jamaican culture? A little bonhomie, respect for each other. Is that not part of it? Can you agree to disagree and still be an idle Jamaican? What you really are telling me, sir? Yeah, easy. Let me see what I'm going here, sir. Let me see what I'm going here, sir. Pagan 180 in the house. Long time no see, Pagan, from the Reason Boss's view. How you doing, Pagan? Interesting. What kind of chat this? Idiot chat that? I wonder who you're referring to. What's been going on there, Pagan? If you could expand, that would be great. Yeah, man. We are blessing at Warren Webster. When you're blessing at Warren Webster, it looks like you're burning a fire upon certain people there. Yeah, man. Warren's a reasoning man. So respect this, sir. Respect. Let's have a look. I'm going to wind things up shortly, but I must say it's been a pleasure presenting the opening podcast of The Reason Boss. Rich Po Sports appears. I have my own channel, Rich Po Sports, RICHPO Sports. But this is hopefully the first of many regular podcasts. The Reason Boss, tackling issues, shooting from the lip, telling it as I see it, calling from London, England. Jamaican heart beating. Truly. Yeah, man. Full respect. My Lord. I tell you, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, all you commenters, you keyboard warriors. You have contributed beautifully and relevantly, for the most part, relevantly to the discussion. I hope you've taken time to digest what has been said. I hope you have. You have been splendid. My goodness me. All right, I'm just looking to wrap up the show, but it has been a pleasure. Let's tackle hypocrisy and hype within ourselves. Is hypocrisy, is drama, the bag of drama, as a Jamaican flex, is that what Jamaica is all about? I think we're more than that. I think we're capable of more than that. The susso isms and schisms, of course, the elephant in the room is and has been the JFF. But we can't just look at them. They know we're beating them, criticizing them, holding them to account. They know that. There are ways and means of doing that. I implore fans as well as the JFF to put their best foot forward. If you care about the sport, if you respect the sport of football, respect Marcus Messiah Garvey. Respect, sir. Respect. Up Reason Bars. Yeah, man. One love. Full respect, Marcus Messiah Garvey. Yeah, man. A man who's appeared on the likes of Talawa TV and is a dedicated and keen supporter of football. And that is something we respect. Yeah, man. If we want to put our best foot forward, we can cut down on the drama and encourage and focus and look keenly. Look keenly. Yeah. What a go on with the football? Who's making the team? How's the team preparation going? How's the team performing? Are they listening to the instructions? Are they united? Is there a good feel in the camp? We want consistency. We want a team that can gel. We want to focus. And we can learn. We are never too old to learn. The moment, good people, the moment you stop learning, you'll find yourself in trouble. Yeah, man. Respect, solids. Respect. Wrapping up. Hand on heart. Let's find Jamaica's greatest strengths and utilize it. We've got our sense of humor, but there's much more to us. Let us be focused and wish, and not only wish, but stand side by side with the Jamaican program and football. Most of all, football, for the good of football. We want to see Jamaica thrive with the best team they can put out possible. Let's trust the process under Coach HH. But let us as fans, as the 12th man, use our IQ, raise and heighten our IQ. It's been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure being with you. Marcus, let me see. Respect Marcus saying manners and respect every time a boss. Bless up Talawa TV, the Queen of Reggae Girls commentary. Absolutely. Warren Webster, we need to build a system and we need to build a system and stick to it. Develop the youth to fit such systems. Absolutely. Wonderful comments there. Absolutely. I fully concur. That's the kind of positivity that I'm looking for. Absolutely. Manners and respect each and every time. It has been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. And I'm looking forward to the next Reason Boss outing. It's the first, and I am wrapping up. I'm looking for Ryan to close the show. But for me, it has been a pleasure. I am going to bid you a fond farewell and full respect. I'm leaving the studio. The Reason Boss says, please, if you haven't managed to, like, share, and subscribe. Warren is on vacation. Listen, a well-deserved break. Warren. Absolutely. Enjoy and come home safely. But enjoy. Don't count the seconds. Don't count the hours. Enjoy. Put your feet up, and then you can come around for ding ding. Round what? Round 3 of life in terms of Jamaican football. Peace and love. I'm bidding you farewell. Over and out. The Reason Boss saying full respect to everybody in the house. Thank you very much, JT, for coming to contribute. And it has been a pleasure. Is that you, Ryan?